Today I fucked up by declining the receipt after depositing $1,000 into an ATM. Last Thursday morning I drove to Chase Bank to make a payment on my credit card. The branch was temporarily closed, and they don't have bank tellers working anymore, just a couple of ATM machines in the vestibule. I stuck my ATM card into the machine, inserted $1,000, and when it asked me if I wanted a receipt, the dumbest thought that ever had crossed my mind instructed me to hit no. Never before had I declined a receipt up until this point in my life, but I just so stupidly figured I would not need it. You see where this is going. As the gods would have it, the payment never posted, and after communicating with Chase Bank, they are insisting that I need to provide a receipt so they can track the transaction. I was able to pinpoint the exact time I was there by reviewing my dashcam footage, and frankly before that point, I was questioning whether I dreamed the whole thing up. I still feel like I am inside of a nightmare. Common sense would suggest that a major banking corporation would have a better handle on the amount of money inside the ATM and possibly some kind of internal record-keeping mechanism. Not to mention the 20 cameras pointed at me the whole time. But let's be real, I am probably screwed. Too long did not read. I declined to get a receipt after depositing $1,000 into an ATM, and the transaction went missing into thin air. Update. Today, the 11th of May 2022, I received a message in my account. Thank you for contacting us about your $1,000 payment that did not post to your credit card account. We've finished our research. Here's what happened. On the 10th of May 2022, the payment posted to your account twice, in error. We apologize for the inconvenience. Here's how we fixed it. We removed the second payment that posted on the 9th of May 2022. You'll see the adjustment at chase.com and on a future billing statement. It will also be included in the calculation of the minimum payment due for that cycle. We appreciate your business and thank you for being a Chase customer. So that message makes absolutely no sense, but it sounds like someone figured it out and didn't contact me, and then another person noticed I was $2,000 over. Upon examining my account, there is one deposit of $1,000 posted on the 9th, as a temporary credit, and then an additional $1,000 which is labeled as a payment on the 5th and then posted on the 10th. Thank you for all of the kind, supportive, helpful words. I had no idea this has happened to so many people, or that this could happen at all. After this experience, I will absolutely deposit cash through an actual human bank teller and make sure I get a receipt. I hope my horrible experience can prevent future heart attacks for others. This should absolutely not be your fault whatsoever. The receipt is optional. Fight with them until you get your money. Have you noted down the time you deposited the money? If so, it should be easy for them to verify you deposit, as Ryan ASQ 554 mentioned. Same thing happened to a buddy a while back. They were able to count the money in the machine versus in, out, and determine how much he put in. Keep fighting for yourself. They got other means. Asic our great fellow Reddit humans have noted. Don't ever give up. Write letters. Contact people over the people's head who have failed to help you. So far everyone is accountable. Don't the ATMs have cameras to cross-reference fraud in this type of situation? The daily logs should notice an additional X amount of money. Communicate with the branch this happened with specifically, not the telephone number provided. They don't do shit. I service ATMs. Go into a Chase with tellers, any Chase, and tell them the situation. They should do what's called a PSON and give you a temporary $1,000 credit, which may or may not fall off depending on the validity of your claim. The ATM will most likely be serviced by Brinks or some company like it. But either way, since that branch is closed, the cash should be double verified by employees at another Chase somewhere nearby, and they should see that the balance receipt is $1,000 less than the cash they have. Fight this and get your money. You don't need a receipt. Today I fucked up by supergluing a bright blue examination glove to a patient's forehead. I'm currently a junior doctor in my first few weeks on an emergency department rotation. Today a teenage girl came in having fallen off her skateboard, cutting open her forehead. Normal procedure would either be for a doctor to apply sutures, or a nurse, medical technician with experience in gluing to effectively use what is superglue to seal the skin together. Of course, neither were available on my shift during one of the busiest parts of the day. I would have been more comfortable suturing the laceration, given we were actually taught how to do this at medical school. Gluing not so much. My superior advised me not to suture the laceration as I haven't done any suturing for a while, and given that the laceration was on the face, To either wait for someone with more experience to do it, or glue it with care and attention. The patient had of course already been waiting hours to see a doctor and absolutely did not want to wait any longer. Being the absolute hero I am, I decided to give gluing a go. I wondered how hard it could actually be given I'm more than proficient in supergluing the soles of my trainers together when they fall apart on a weekly basis. The choice of glue is cyanoacrylate, a glue that I am told by another equally bold junior doctor would not be able to glue surfaces other than skin together, and therefore perfectly safe to use copious amounts of. I tested this theory out by applying glue to my gloved index finger and thumb, and trying to glue them together. Nothing happened. My finger and thumb came apart as if I was using water. So on I went and started to apply glue to this young girl's forehead whilst holding the skin together tightly. Only it turns out that actually any surface with moisture on it is enough to activate the cyanoacrylate, and the moisture in skin is what causes it to stick together. When I tested out the glue on the gloves earlier, I had just applied new dry gloves, so there was nothing to activate the glue, and now the gloves were likely covered in blood and moisture from manipulating the laceration into position and were a fully bondable surface. Too long did not read. Patient came in with a small laceration, left with a glove stuck to her forehead. Needless to say, she wasn't too pleased, and while I did my best to remove as much of the glove as possible, she still left with bright blue bits of rubber attached to her forehead, pleading face. "Ah doc, I'm disappointed. You should have given her a hand." As a teenager I would have been so pissed. Now that I'm almost 30 I'd nearly die of laughter and would totally understand. I went to the emergency room and all I got was this stupid glove. Cyanoacrylate is superglue. You are just using medical grade superglue. Cyanoacrylate, a glue that I am told by another equally bold junior doctor would not be able to glue surfaces other than skin together. And #X200B. Do yourself and your patients a favor and never take advice from this guy again. LMAO. Was it the finger and the thumb, and were they in the shape of an L? If it makes you feel better, a resident glued her glove to the forehead and eyebrow of my 4-year-old when she had a lack from a fall. It ended in the resident pulling off the glove quickly with part of her eyebrow still attached. Everyone, including the resident, felt terrible, and my daughter received a popsicle and toy for her early waxing experience. Point is, these things do happen, but now you know for the future. GIF, emote, free_emotes_pack, slightly_smiling.